This is going to be City of Port Richey City Council budget hearing scheduled for Thursday, September 9 at 5:30. At this time, let's stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we have some folks signed up for from the general public for comment. The first person that signed up is Mr. Mueller. Welcome.
Do we need to do roll call?
Oh, yeah, I missed roll call. Roll call, please.
Mayor Scott Tremblay.
Here.
Vice Mayor William Dittmer. Here. Councilwoman Jenny Sorrell. Here. Councilman Todd McClary.
Here.
Councilman Tom Kinsella.
Here.
City Attorney James Matthew.
Here.
City Manager John Duke.
Here.
Thank you. Mr. Mueller, welcome.
Thank you. Hello? Hello? Is that better? Can you hear me now? Used to work at Verizon. Dave Mueller, 5439 Blue Point Drive. If you can't have fun, you should be doing something different, right? Anyway, I was contacted by Alan Rose. I guess he's not going to be able to be engaged in trying to look for opportunities and grants for our community. But he did send me some information, and I plan on sharing it with each of you, as well as the city manager and our new grant coordinator. So look forward to sending you something. Pay attention to your emails. I appreciate if we could look toward generating some money for out of grants for this community. And whatever I can do to help, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller. That's all that signed up from the general public, at least for just general commentary. Would anyone else like to speak? Seeing no hands. Yes, of course.
This is a, can you hear me? Yeah. This is a statutory special meeting, okay? Going forward from this point, any and all comments from the city manager and from the mayor and city council shall be regarding the budget, nothing but the budget or anything related to the budget. And then once you open up the two resolutions that I'll address in a second, whether someone signed up to speak for it or not doesn't make a difference. Anyone in the public has a right to address it once a motion's on the table. Okay.
That having been said, I'm going to open up to comments from our city manager, Mr. Duke.
Nothing to add, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we're going to move on to comments from myself and the council. I'll start to my right, Mr. Kinsella.
I have nothing. I have nothing. Nothing.
Okay. My only comment is, as it relates to Resolution 1 and 2, which is set, the nay vote from me has to do with just one line item, which affects both. For the millage rate, our city could give our constituents a huge tax break at 5.7 mils instead of 6.4 simply by not adding firefighters. We currently have 7 full-time on staff, and the consensus amongst the rest of the council is to go to 10, which is 3 full-time positions, which moves our millage rate from 5.7 up to 6.4. So the nay vote is not for the rest of the budget as it relates to item number 2, which is the city budget. So I just wanted to clarify, I don't have any other issues with the budget other than the one line item. And if anyone wants to comment on that, I'll open it up.
I would like to comment on that. This budget is a collaborative effort by staff and by everybody in council. And we all probably have items on there that we feel that we have to compromise on. And I think that a nay vote is the one way to approach that. You've made it clear you disapprove of the item, but to vote down the whole budget, I just don't think that's appropriate.
Okay, I appreciate that, Mr. Dittmer.
I concur.
Okay. All right, is that all from the comment section? With that, we're going to move on to council business. It's going to be resolution number 2107, which is the setting of the millage rates, and I'm going to pass that to Mr. Duke for introduction. Okay.
I feel like you can't hear me. Can you hear me?
No, cut out
Got
again.
it on. It's on all the way.
We can hear.
Can you hear it? Yeah. Okay. There's two resolutions, 2107, 2108. I'll read both by title only. I'll do one at a time. I'll read the resolution by title only. After that, the mayor will seek a motion, put a second on the table, and then invite anyone to speak. We'll do that twice, okay? Whether they signed up or not. Resolution 21-07, reading by title only. A resolution adopting the millage rate for the city of Port Richey for the fiscal year commencing on October 1st, 2021 and ending on September 30th, 2022. It sets the millage at 6.40 mils. Looking for a motion.
Motion to approve Resolution 21-07.
We have a motion and a second. At this time, I'm going to open Resolution 2107, which has to do with the millage rate to the general public. There's two people that are signed up. Mr. Mueller, you're first. Welcome.
Dave Mueller, 5439 Blue Point Drive. I sat through all these budget meetings, workshops, and I believe this administration, finance, city manager, council persons, and mayor have all worked diligently trying to drive costs down. I think this is a start, and I think it's a good stake in the ground and something that we can all achieve and benefit from. It provides for plenty of resources, if you will, across the board. And 3 firefighters is one of the issues of point of contention potentially. But there are certainly, from what my discussions with the chief, fire chief, indicated was he typically adds a volunteer on every shift to try to help balance that out. So when you get to the net of adding 3 and subtracting the volunteers, the impact isn't as great. And I think there's an opportunity there. Potentially, this is a better budget than where we were at last year. We were approaching a lot of scenarios that would lead one to believe that if we didn't raise the millage rate, we would be overspending. And thankfully, we haven't been in that situation. So hats off to the team that has worked through that and done an adequate job, complimentary job, by the way. I still would like to see an opportunity here to add something in regard to canal maintenance, and it may be something as simple as maybe surveying the residents and seeing what can be done. In a lot of cases, it might be just a few low spots in the canal that might make it better in water flow. I think we need a full court press on pushing with our Port Authority and the grants to try to look to improve water quality in the bayou and potentially improve the millage rate by having the houses values go up, having better water access. But once again, thank you all. I think you've done a good job, and appreciate all your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller. Pat Rogers, welcome. Come on up. Okay, thank you. Would anyone else like to speak? Welcome, come on up.
Thank you. My name is Jen Cook. I'm from 4529 Harbor Point Drive. And I guess maybe I just need some more clarification because what I'm hearing here is not what's on my tax bill. So if I'm understanding what you said correctly here, the millage rate is going to be 6.4 for the municipality rate. Is that correct? Is that what you're proposing? Because on my bill, it says 10.85 if no budget change is adopted and 9.119 if the budget change is adopted. So that was respectively a 60% increase or a 14% increase in the millage rate, which seemed to me to be unaffordable to most people in the city. So I just wanted some clarification on that.
And what we can do is have someone look into that. Normally that's not the responsibility or what we do as a council, but we have city staff that works full time that can look at that and hopefully give you the correct answers.
So is the millage rate then going to be 6.4 for the municipality And so my tax bill is incorrect that was given to me? Is that what
It was actually 6.7 last year, so.
Correct. It says 6.7 last year, but on my bill, it says it will go up substantially. So I just was concerned about why am I getting a different millage rate than the rest of the city?
It's maybe because we haven't set it yet, but once we set it, hopefully it'll reflect correctly on your bill.
Okay. And then what I,
Same for everybody.
And it's always the same for everybody by statute within the municipality.
okay, but that 6.4 should have been on this bill. is
No,
that-
it's not been passed yet. That's what we're doing today.
So these were just estimations that were sent out, but it's never correct or not even close to being correct because it's substantially different on.
I think that's the cap that it could be.
Got it.
But those are just the caps, but we're actually going to set it by statute today.
Okay. And then my other request that I would like to look into the budget, and I don't know much about the city and the budget, is Bay Boulevard sidewalk is quite dangerous, and I have a young daughter who likes to ride bikes on the sidewalk, and it's a very narrow road. There's not much space for that. It's quite dangerous for anyone to walk on that road right now, and a lot of people use that for exercise. And so I would like to suggest that we look into applying some funds to basically make that a usable and safe sidewalk for the community.
And we do have, I think, $400,000 that we set aside out of our CRA budget for those types of projects. So we'll make note of that and see if we can work that in.
Great, thank you.
Thanks. Would anyone else like to speak from the general public? Seeing no hands at this time, there has been a motion and a second, so we'll put it to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay? Motion passes 4-1. The next item up is going to be Resolution 2108, which is the City of Port Richey budget, and that's going to be Mr. Matthew to introduce that item.
This is the actual budget. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
This is the actual budget. I'll read by title only. Resolution number 21-08, a resolution by the City Council of the City of Port Richey, Florida, setting the City of Port Richey budget for the fiscal year commencing October 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022. Looking for a motion.
Motion to approve presentation of resolution 21-08.
Second.
Before we put it to a vote, I'd like to open this to the general public as well. And this item specifically goes to the proposed city budget. Mr. Mueller, you signed up? Okay, you're good. Pat Rogers? You're good. And would anyone else like to speak? Seeing no hands at this time, is there any need for discussion? Let's put it to a vote.
I have one item.
Okay.
We discussed moving money, the $400,000 from contingencies and breaking that up at the last meeting, but I didn't notice that in the budget. How are we going to proceed with that?
It's in the budget, so throughout the year you can spend it as you wish. It doesn't have to be appropriated in any
So
certain.
as
account.
we earmarked it in our discussions, that can just be done regardless if it's a,
Correct, yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Any other need for discussion on the budget?
No.
Okay. We'll put it to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Motion passes 4-1 for the city budget. At this time, that's all that we have for council business. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.